Minecraft datapacks are cool. They're easy to code and there are a lot of cool things you can make with them. But they have their limitations. I think that just by adding a few things, Mojang could make datapacks a lot more capable. So here are 10 Minecraft commands that Mojang need to add. The first one is /health, and right now there is no easy way to modify health. So if we type /health at s, so let's say remove, we will do remove 10, so obviously that didn't do anything, but I prepared a couple of proof of concept things. So if we click this, it will remove 10 health, which is 5 hearts. The next one is /health add, so again we type /health at s, add, and then for example 5, which is 2.5 hearts, so it should put us on 7.5, and then we press the button, and yeah, there you go, that's what it did. The next thing we can do with /health is /health set. So if we type /health at s set 13, that will put us on 6.5. And we press it. There we go. We're on 6.5 hearts. The last thing that you would be able to do with /health is /health damage. So what damage would do is, here I've got some netherite armor on, and say I do /health at s damage, and let's say 10. So that will normally remove 5 hearts, but since we have netherite armor on, it only did 1.5. So yeah, I think this would be really useful. So yeah, please Mojang, add this because it'll just be so helpful in datapacks. The second command for today is /data modify player. So currently if we type in /data modify entity at s, inventory, set value 0, or square brackets I mean, that should empty our inventory, but it says unable to modify player data. Now I get that Mojang might not want players to be able to modify player data with commands, because then you could change like a person's name and stuff like that. But at least some things you should be able to modify. So we should be able to do /data modify player, and this might not have the full capabilities of data modify entity, so you wouldn't be able to change your name and stuff like that, but for example what you would be able to change is at s inventory slot 8, and we're going to set the value to ID Minecraft diamond and count of 3. So obviously that didn't do anything because it's not implemented yet, but here if we press this button, there you go. Now we have 3 diamonds in our 8th slot. Number 3 is variables. So what variables would allow you to do is, so I've got this score set up here, and what I would do, for example, is, well, let's just first set the score. So score players set at s score 3. So now it's on 3. And now what I would be able to do is /give at s stone, and then say, for example, instead of doing like a number, say 7, I would say do from scoreboard at s score, and so that would take my score on the scoreboard and it would give me that many stone. So if we do that, then it gives us 3, and now if we set it to 6, set the score to 6, and then do it again, we had 3 before, and now we have 9, so that gave us 6. Number 4 is custom commands, which I think is possibly one of the most useful ones on here. So, we do already have a sort of way to use custom commands. So here I have a scoreboard called stone, and if I do /trigger stone, it will give me one piece of stone. And you don't actually need operator to do that. You can make it for people without operator, so that is very useful. But I think it would be good if we could add extra variables. So say /trigger stone, and then we could put, for example, player, and that would basically tell our commands what player to give the stone to. So if we do @r, that would then give a random player stone. Obviously this doesn't work right now, but it would be really cool if Mojang could implement that. Number 5 is /animation. So this is actually already in Bedrock Edition, so it probably wouldn't be that hard to do in Java Edition as well. But basically, if I summon a chicken 5 blocks in the air, you see it floats down, it has this like flappy animation. So what you can do in Bedrock Edition is you can do /animation or play animation, I forget which one it is, at s, and then it would be, say, chicken.flap, and that would basically play the chicken flapping animation on us, so we would have our own like flapping animation. And Mojang, it's already on Bedrock Edition, so why can't you just add it to Java as well? Number 6, /player. So /player would make us able to use commands to change the player's inputs. So say we would do /player at s, right click, and that would make us right click. And for example, we could also do left click instead, and that would make us left click. Or we might be able to do left click continuous, and what that would do is make us hold down left click until we did /player at s left click stop. And there is actually an implementation of this on the Carpet mod, so I would love to see it going to vanilla Minecraft. Number 7 is detecting key presses. So currently there is no way to detect a player pressing different keys in the game. So for example, it would be super easy to just do scoreboard, objectives, add, press W, and then it would be Minecraft.pressed :W, and then basically every time you press W, it will just update the score by 1. It's that simple, yet it would be so useful to be in the game. Number 8, /stop. So, say I'm coding a datapack, or a command chain for that matter, and we do, for example, give at p iron block, and then in the next command we do maybe execute if entity at p, then we run stop. And what that does is it just stops the chain. No other commands play. It's that simple. but it will be very useful because it means you don't have to check for the same condition every single time or split off into a different function. The ninth one is if blocks. So again, if we're coding a datapack or command chain, we might want to do execute if score at p score matches one or more, and we'll run say hi. So what we'd normally have to do is copy that, get a chain command block, paste it in, and then, for example, do say hi to. And that would basically check for the same condition again. But what if we could just do this, and then say hi 3, and then here we do a end if, and then we do say hi 4, and what that will do is this checks for a condition, so if the score matches 1, and then everything in here is still under that condition, so if that is true, and then the end if will stop that condition, and this say hi 4 will play anyway. And last but certainly not least is /else. So this one, again, we're coding a datapack, but instead of doing this end if, we could do else. And what that does is this command after will only run if the if didn't run, if that makes sense. So we'll check if the score is 1 or more, and if it does, it will play all of these commands, and if it doesn't, then it will play whatever is in the else block. That's all, guys. If you have any ideas of commands that Mojang should add, leave them in the comments down below. And if you want to learn about commands that already exist in the game, click the video on screen now.